Hopefully you're having a great summer and hopefully you had a great 4th of July week. So now we are back enjoying ourselves working with fractions. You're going to do addition, subtraction, and fractions this week. You're also going to work with putting fractions on a number line. Will be another thing you'll work with this week as well. Now remember something. If I have 1/2 plus 1/3, and I visually think about this. So if I have 1/2 plus 1/3, okay? And if we just think about that for a second, let me go ahead and fill it in. So 1/2, and then we have 1/3. What's kind of cool is one of the things you could do. You say, well, wait a second. We want to find a common denominator. So what I could do is I could say, let me transfer those 3 lines over. Let me transfer this 1 line over. So when I do that, we know that 1/2 is the same as 3 6s. We know that 1/3 is the same as 2 6s. So then we add it up and we end up with 5 6s. Now, we're obviously not going to draw a picture every time we do, addition. So we can say, well, another way we can look at it is, what we can do, we can say, well, what are the multiples of 2? So if we think about the multiples of 2, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so on and so forth. What are the multiples of 3? We have 3, 6, 9. Oh, wait a second. I don't have to go any further than 6 because they both have 6 in common. So the common denominator of 2 and 3 must be 6. So we say to ourselves, okay, what did I multiply 2 by? Well, I multiplied it by 1, 2, 3. If you think about it, 1, 2, 3 numbers. So come back up here. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 6, the same 3 6s I got in my picture too. Or we come back up here. Multiply. What did I multiply 3 by? 2 numbers, right? Which is also 2 6s. So we know that 3 6s plus 2 6s is also 5 6s. Now, if we don't want to draw the picture, if we don't want to find the multiples, another way we can do it, which does not always give you a common denominator, but it allows you to use the identity property, which is anything times 1 is itself. So if we took our original problem, which was 1/2 plus 1/3, if I automatically say, well, I know, if I make this 3 over 3, that's 1. Anything times 1 is itself. So we're just renaming our fraction 1/2 by saying 3 over 3. If I did this, it's 2 over 2. So which is 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Anything times 1 is itself. So all we're doing is we're saying that 3/3 times 1/2 is 3 6s. Then we're saying 1/3 times 2 over 2, which is 1, is our 2 6s. And then that also gives us 5 6s. So those are all ways when you work with addition and subtraction of fractions that you can ultimately find a common denominator. Remember, if you notice, I'm saying common denominator. In this situation, we did find the least common denominator, but this method down here is not going to always find the least common denominator. Okay? It did in this situation, but that is not always the case. Now let's look at a number line. So if you think about a number line in fractions, well, let's say that we're on a number line, and let's say our number line had ending points of a dead of 1 and 1. And let's say our number line says, we want you to find 0, we want you to find 1/2, we want you to find a dead of 1/4 or 1/4, another way to say it. Let's say they wanted us to find 1/3. Let's say they also want us to find 7/8, a dead of 7/8. Well, let's think about this. So first, you don't have to find the numbers in this order, but what's nice is 0, well, we know is right in the middle. Then we know 1/2, we know is right in the middle of these two. Now the 1/4, let's go back to think about this. What's halfway between 0 and 1/2? And what's halfway between there? Well, there's our dead of 1/4. Now our 1/3. Well, 1/3 is unique because we know 1/3 falls between 0 and 1. And we're going to break this up into 3 bars. So our 1/3 is actually going to be right there. Now our 7/8. 7/8 is another one because if we think about it, there's our 3/4, so 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and then our 7/8 would fall right there. So again, when you start to look at a number line, think about different sections. You don't have to do them all at the same time as you start to recognize where that place value would fit on a number line. Okay. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out, and hopefully you're having a great week. Thank you.